And so tonight's topic is playing with meditation. And so we're going to take a look at the idea of meditation, the spiritual practice of meditation, and see what kind of fun we can have with it. Meditation is one of the things that actually attracted me to Centers for Spiritual Living back in 2005. A friend of mine was teaching a treatment and meditation class, and I had no idea what treatment was, but I was intrigued by meditation, so I thought, what the heck, let's sign up for the class and see where it goes. Well, 17 years later, and here I am, senior minister of this amazing community. So you never know where life's going to take you with things. But meditation has been a really transformative practice in my life. It is the one that has allowed me to develop a deep connection with my higher self, the indwelling presence, the universal mind, consciousness, whatever you want to call that thing. It has allowed me to get a really good grasp of what it is and allow it to work through me. Allow my little self to step out of the way and allow space for spirit to move through me in ways that have been amazing for me. And so when I was looking through meditation tonight to prepare for my talk, I thought, well, let's see. I know that there's a lot of research out there. I know that there's been thousands and thousands of research studies done, probably over the last 50 or 60 years at least, on meditation. So I did a quick Google search. All things can be answered by Google. So I did a quick Google search and got 700,000 hits on research on meditation. 700,000 different researchers that have been working with meditation in different ways over the last few decades. A lot of research has been done on the implications of meditation and our actual physical body health, and how we can use meditation as a practice to help us alleviate pain, to heal our bodies, to just have a greater experience in life altogether. We have Jon Kabat-Zinn's mindfulness-based stress reduction out of the University of Massachusetts, which is I think it's a 4 decades he's been working at that. I think he started in the 70s on doing research about how we can use mindfulness meditation practices to heal ourselves, to reduce the amount of pain that we feel in our bodies, to reduce the amount of stress that is on our bodies, and to allow our bodies to heal in a greater way. Thousands and thousands of research studies have been done to verify that this is a proven effective practice to helping us heal our bodies. A lot of the research in the last few years has been done with what they call a functional MRI, where the person is actually meditating while an MRI is being done. And so they can see what is actually happening in the brain as we are engaging in meditation. And the results have been astounding to see what the different types of meditation and how different parts of our brains are lit up when we are engaging in these meditation practices. So for me, it's been truly transformative, and I know that it can be that way for other people. It's one of my favorite things to teach. As a matter of fact, starting on March 10th, I'm teaching one of my favorite classes, Meditation is More Than You Think, which we explore about 40 or 50 different types of meditation over the 8 weeks, just to get a taste of what is possible out there. So tonight I thought I would do a little abbreviated version of that. And so my goal is to do 20 meditations in 20 minutes. I actually wound up with 21 because the first one I want to talk about I'm actually not going to do with you, which is guided meditations. Guided meditations are what people normally think of when they think of meditation. It's that one where somebody is leading you through some kind of a journey in your mind to get to a deeper place in consciousness. It's what most people practice when they practice meditation. And if you want to experience guided meditation, there are literally thousands and thousands of resources out there to do that. If you want to find a guided meditation to work through any issue in your life, you can do that. Just go to YouTube or Google and just type in, guided meditation for financial health, guided meditation for healing disease, guided meditation for relationships. And you can find literally hundreds of meditations for each one of these topics. And, use those to move through some of the obstacles that you might have in those areas of your life. But so I'm not gonna focus on that one. Another great resource for guided meditations, though, is our own practitioners on our own YouTube channel here at CSLGLV. Media CSLGLV Media is our YouTube channel. If you go to that and look up our practitioner meditations, they're all guided meditations, and the title of the meditation will tell you what the topic is for the most part, and so you can get some phenomenal meditations that way too. We post them on Facebook weekly also, so just stay linked in with us and you'll find a vast resource of meditations at your disposal for that. So I'm going to start today with breath meditations. Breath meditation is one of the things that is easiest to do because you always have your breath with you, and it's a great way to connect your mind and your body. It's a great way to, by focusing our attention, our awareness on our breath, we actually get into our body better. We actually are more attuned with our body. So the first breath meditation we're going to work through is just that. It's just a breath meditation. And you simply do it by bringing your awareness to your breath. Now, you can close your eyes when you're meditating. That's my preference, because closing my eyes kind of eliminates some of the outward distractions that I might have. So you can do that, or you can do what we call soft eyes, and which is just kind of lowering your eyes, an unfocused state of being, so you're not actually looking directly at one thing, but you just kind of gently relax your eyes, and that's a perfectly good way to do that too if you don't feel like you want to close your eyes at this time. So choose either way, and just get yourself into your seat. Might want to notice the seat around you, the seat that's supporting you, how your feet are touching the floor, if they're on the floor, or if you're sitting cross-legged, then notice that. And just notice your surroundings a little bit. And then bring your awareness to your breath. And you simply just do that. You just think about your breath as it moves into your body and out of your body. So let's just do that for a moment. Just take our awareness right to our breath. You might notice that your breath naturally slows down when you do this. It's, again, bringing our awareness to it affects a change within our breathing and how our breathing is moving through our bodies. And so one of the other things you can do during this breath meditation is bring your awareness to what your body is actually doing. The rise and the fall of your abdomen, how it, when it rises, it becomes more firm, and when it falls, when on your exhalation, as your breath falls, your body becomes softer again. And so do that as you're breathing in and out. Feel what's happening in your body. This is a great way to get yourself calm in any situation whatsoever. You can actually use this anywhere. I mean, even if you're driving in the car and you decide you're going to do this at the stop sign, don't do it while you're not at the stop sign. But if you have to close your eyes at the stop sign, the person behind you is going to honk. You don't have to worry about that. You'll make it through the light. We have no worries about people not letting us know that it's our time to move. So breath meditation, it's always available. Always can use it. The next breath meditation I want to talk about is a fun way. It's called square breathing. And you breathe in to the count of 4, then you hold your breath to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 4, and then hold your breath to the count of 4. And you do the counting silently in your mind. I will do it the first time orally so that you get a sense of the rhythm of it, and then we'll just go right into the silence. So I'll do it one time by counting out loud, and then you can do it with me, and then we'll go silent after that. So let's just do this for a few moments here. So it's inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Now continue that pattern. And again, it's a very calming practice. Get you right down. I don't know if you can feel your body. My body's much calmer right now. My mind has actually gotten calmer too. I was a little speaking a little faster earlier, so it's a great way of doing that. The next meditation, the next breathing meditation, is actually the very first one I ever led. I did this in that treatment and meditation class, and it's called a 10-breath wrist mala. And so a mala is prayer beads. So this is my wrist mala here, and it has regular beads, and then it has one bead that's a little different. And you see that bead right here that's a little different there. That one's called the guru bead or the master bead, and it's the one that tells you when you reach the end of it, so you can feel it differently. Because if you're doing this with your eyes closed and all the beads feel the same, you can't tell when you start and when you stop. And so what you do with this one is, as you breathe in, you hold it in your hand like so, and as you breathe in, you move a bead. When you breathe out, you move a bead. You breathe in, you move a bead. You breathe out, you move a bead. And each time you do that, you're breathing in slowly, breathing out slowly, and it just keeps track of it. It allows your breathing to become very rhythmic. And there's 20 beads on here, so you would, when you get to the guru bead, you know you've done your 10 breaths in and out. And so again, it's just a different way of watching your breath and keeping your mindfulness, your awareness on your breath as you're going through there. And so that's a great way to do that. We actually make malas in our Meditation is More Than You Think class. This is the wrist mala, and then we also have the neck mala, which I'll show you that one in a little bit with chanting. This is the word mala is Sanskrit for bead, and the word bead is actually an Old English word that means prayer. And so malas truly are prayer beads. So anyway, it's kind of cool. All right, the next breathing meditation is called focused breathing. And in this one, what you do is you keep all your awareness on your upper lip. Because when you breathe in, you can feel the cool air coming into your body. And when you breathe out, you feel a noticeable warmth of the breath as you move in your body. And again, it's just a place where you can bring your awareness to your breathing. And so just take your awareness to right up on your upper lip here. And just slowly breathe in and feel the temperature of the air. And then breathe out and notice the change in the temperature. Just do that a couple of times. Slow, deep breaths in and out. All right, so the next one is chime breathing, which is a way of, again, regulating your breath with a certain length of time. So we're going to use a chime. I've got an app on my phone that's a Tibetan bell. You can do it with chimes if you have them, triangle chime or the little tingsha bells or a bowl or any of that stuff that you have that you might want to use it with. Or you can do this app. These are great little apps that you can get on your phone here. This one happens to be called Insight Timer. And you can set the chime so that they go rhythmically yourself, or you can do it automatically here. I'm going to do it automatically. So what I do is I'll chime the bowl, and I'll breathe in as long as I hear the chime. As long as I can hear the tone of the bowl, I am breathing in. And when I breathe out, I'll chime the bowl again and breathe out and keep my breath as long as I can hear the chime there. And so it's very rhythmic. You know, these bowls and chimes, the tone lasts a little longer. So we have this incremental tone here. So I'm hoping this will work well on here. So I tried it earlier and it did. So I'll chime the bowl, and then we will breathe into the chime, and then I'll chime the bowl and we'll breathe out. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. And again, this is just a way to regulate your breathing, to get it into a more consistent pattern, bringing your focused awareness to it. That's the key for mindfulness, is focused attention on something. And that allows a greater space to happen in your... we have this chattering mind that talks about things. It's the ego mind. It's that thing that keeps occupied. And what mindfulness meditation does is it occupies that chattering mind, and it allows space for the part that knows that you're chattering, the part that hears that you're chattering, the witness that is seeing that. That's our superconscious, or our higher self, or our indwelling presence, whatever that is. It knows that this chattering mind is going, and it witnesses it all the time. And when we can occupy the chattering mind, we allow greater space for the witness consciousness, the super consciousness, to actually work there. And that's when we get insight. That's when we get great guidance and so forth. So those are just 5 different breath meditations. So the next thing I want to talk about are some body meditations that we can do. So the first one is a body scan. And a body scan is just exactly what it says. We start at one place in our body and we just notice what's going on, looking for anything that calls our attention to it, anything that wants us to pay attention to it. And so I usually start at the top of my head and just, consciously close my eyes and bring my awareness down through my body and noticing any place that is calling to me. If I've got a pain somewhere, or something is itching, or I need to move something, I just notice it, pay attention to it, acknowledge it, and let it go. And it's just a great way to center ourselves in our bodies. The next one, next body meditation I want to do is called a pulse meditation. And a pulse meditation, you bring your awareness to your pulse. And it's really easy to do. You just take your left hand and put it over your right hand so that you have your fingers up against your pulse here. Don't press real hard, just to where you can feel the pulse moving. And you just close your eyes and focus on that for a moment. So let's just do that. And again, this is a great way to get us right in touch with our bodies. It calms us right down, instantly calm you down, and will get you right in tune with what's happening in your body. And the third body meditation that I like to do is a walking meditation. And walking meditation has been really promoted by the Buddhist monk, the Vietnamese Buddhist monk, Thich Nhat Hanh. He talked about letting your walk, like letting each step you take kiss the earth, and how important it was that we commune with the earth through this practice of walking. And in a walking meditation, it's about keeping your awareness on the steps that you are doing and on everything that's around there. It's a slow walk. It's not usually fast, and you are aware of each aspect of your foot as it touches the ground. So as we take a step forward, our heel comes down first, and then our foot moves forward. It rotates forward to where our ball of our foot touches the earth, and then our little bit of our toes. And then as we're touching our toes, the next foot is moving forward, and again your heel is touching it. And so as you keep your awareness on each part of your foot as it's moving, it really slows you down. And again, it's that mindfulness thing that keeps that chattering mind busy, for allowing greater space for connection to happen. And so as we walk purposefully this way, then it's a great experience to get into a state of mindfulness. So the next one, I call this group of meditations expansive meditations. These are ones where we are opening up to a bigger idea. So one of them is a Buddhist technique called Big Mind. And in a Big Mind meditation, you are actually pretty much staring at a blank wall. You want to look at something that has nothing on it to distract you. And so a white piece of paper, like I said, a blank wall, anything that is just plain. And in this meditation, you just as you keep your eyes open and you keep your focused attention on that blankness, it allows space inside for an expansiveness to happen, and you can begin to commune with different aspects of your being. Oftentimes it's called like the controller, the part of us that's the chattering mind. Then we have the seeker, that part of us that is asking questions. And then we have the witness that is hearing all of this. And so as you enter in this big mind meditation, it gives you a place for an expansive awareness of what's happening within you. Another way of doing this is to focus on something like a candle flame or a light. Just a little caution there. Make sure it's not too bright, it's not too close to you, because it can hurt your eyes after a while. Your eyes might start watering or anything like that. So but keeping your attention on some kind of a focused light of some sort is another way of allowing for that expansiveness. And another way that this is often done is through looking at a sacred object or a sacred painting, a mandala, paintings of angels, statues, whatever works for you. I have a Kuan Yin back here. Sometimes I will sit and meditate looking at the Kuan Yin statue, or the Buddha that I have back over here. There's a Jesus one too. So I will sometimes look at my different statues. Sometimes I'll look at my mandalas that I draw and see what comes through. And it's just a way of keeping that conscious mind occupied, allowing greater space for awareness to happen. And so those are expansive meditations. Then we have what I call my world work meditations. And these are the ones that I do as far as forgiveness work, gratitude work, sending love out into the world, knowing peace and so forth that's happening. It's a work that is done more in relationship than just in isolation, like the big mind or the those expansive meditations, the body meditations. Those are all single things. These are ones that put us actually into relationship with others. So my favorite one is the loving kindness meditation. This comes from the Buddhist tradition. It's they call it a metta, M-E-T-T-A, metta meditation. It's a Buddhist technique for sending out peace and love and loving kindness and joy and so forth out into the world. And the version that I use, there are many versions of it. The version I use is, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. And I just repeat this in my mind when I'm stressed, when I'm irritated with somebody else, when I'm worked up over some issue. I will repeat the loving kindness meditation to myself. One that's similar to this is called the Ho'oponopono, and it comes from Hawaii. It's Hawaiian kahunas developed this technique. And again, it's similar to the loving kindness. We are sending out, it's kind of a forgiveness work. It has the words forgive in it, actually. And it's about bringing ourselves to a place of understanding of others. And kind of that shared oneness we have that allows us to connect with other people in a deeper way. And so there are a couple different versions of it also. The one that I use is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. And so it's just 4 lines, and you just repeat those as you're thinking about the other person. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. And it's a great way to get clarity and release in on that. There's a fabulous story that goes along with it that I don't really have time in here to tell, but I do share it in the Meditations More Than You Think class. And so it's a great example of how this was used to actually heal a horrible situation in the world. So the next one is called the Tonglen. And Tonglen is a Buddhist technique again. And this is where we breathe in troubles and we breathe out spiritual truth. And so it's just a simple practice that allows us to be a beneficial place in the world, to take in the problems that are happening in our lives or in others' lives or in the world, and breathe out what we know is absolute truth for that. So for instance, we would say something like, I breathe in fear and I release faith. I breathe in hatred and I release love. I bring in ideas of scarcity and I breathe out opulent abundance. And so it's like it's taking in that which is a problem, what we perceive as a problem, and transmuting it, taking spiritual truth and actually bringing forth the truth of the situation instead of the perceived issue that's going on with it. And so it's a great one. And then we have forgiveness and gratitude meditations. And these are very simple. I usually use by saying 5 things that I am grateful for and 5 things that I forgive at night before I go to sleep. And it's just a great way to calm myself, bringing to mind those situations. You know, I'm grateful for the ease I had in my work day. I'm grateful for the friendship that I had with someone today, or a luncheon date that I had that was successful. I'm grateful for the peace that is unfolding in the world right now. And we do that. And the same thing with forgiveness, is finding those 4 or 5 things that we need to forgive. And sometimes, well, most times for me, it's about forgiving myself for things that I think I should have done that I didn't do. Forgiveness and gratitude meditations. And then one of my favorite things to do is chanting meditations. And there are several different chanting meditations that we can do. Some of them are actually chanting just a specific phrase. You could have something like the transcendental meditation, which is chanting a mantra that you were given. You have other ones which, like the Hindu traditions, which are chanting generally a song or a longer mantra. We have one of my favorite ones I learned from Deepak Chopra is called name. It's the name meditation, and you just begin by centering yourself, and then just saying over and over again, I am, and your name, your full name. I am Laura Hallett. I am Laura Hallett. I am Laura Hallett. And then when you're doing that, bring to mind any issues that are coming up throughout your day right now, anything that's worrying you, anything that's troubling. I am Laura Hallett. And then just think about those things that are troubling you. And then the next thing is to just say, I am Laura. To take off our last name, I am Laura. And after you've chanted that a few times, bring up some of the joyful things in your life, things that are wonderful that are happening right now. You may have to go into the past to find something if you're stuck in a problem right now, but bring up something that brings you joy. I am Laura, and then something that brings you joy. And then the last one is I am. I am. And then just set with that I am space, that I am peace that's happening within you. And so it's a great way of doing that. Another one is called Passages Meditation, and it's from Eknath Easwaran, who's one of our leaders in the mindfulness movement field. He suggests that you take a spiritual passage and memorize it, and then repeat that over and over again. So he actually suggests that you start with the prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is sadness, let me sow joy. I don't have that quite right, but you get the idea for that. And to not just chant it, but to take it slower. So, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Break it down even shorter than that. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. And so you break it down into each one of those and just sit with that and just begin to, again, see what is wanting to move through you with that. So as I said earlier, sometimes we are chanting Sanskrit mantras, things from the Hindu tradition. It's often associated with chanting Buddhist and Hindu traditions. One of my favorite ones is a chant to the god Ganesh. Ganesha is the elephant god. I have a little statue of him here. You can't remember, this is Ganesha. And Ganesha is the remover of all obstacles. And I think this is a phenomenal thing. When I'm having trouble with something and I can't figure it out, I can take my time. Now, I'm not Hindu. I don't practice the Hindu tradition. But there is a power in turning myself over to something that's going to remove the obstacles. There is something that actually happens when I do that. For instance, to me, it's just surrender. And I don't care whether you call this indwelling presence Ganesha, or you call it spirit, or you call it George. It doesn't matter. To me, it's an understanding of that there is a higher power working here. And I can turn over my trouble to it. And so this one it's a fun one. It's Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And so you just chant that over, and it's kind of fast. So it's Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It's just kind of a fun chant to do that. Sometimes when I'm just stuck on something, it's like, okay, let me just turn it over. Like I said, for instance, it stops me from that spin of whatever that problem is, and it gets me back into a place of centeredness. And then the last one I want to talk about is a chant from our founder, Ernest Holmes. It's one of his, from This Thing Called You, his book, This Thing Called You. And it's one of my favorite ones to do, and we do it 104 times when we chant it in a service. It's, I'm sorry, not 104, 108 times. I don't know where I got 104. 108 times is what we chant it, and it takes about 12 minutes to do it. But the chant goes, there is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And we just repeat that over and over again in a pattern of 108 times. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. Meditation is certainly more than you think it is. It is certainly more than I ever thought it was. There are so many new meditations that are being developed every day, different ways of getting ourselves into a state of mindfulness, a state of peace, a state of receptivity to the infinite intelligence that is moving through us all times. And so, it's a great practice. And these are just an overview of, 21 meditations. Looks like I took a little bit longer than 20 minutes to do it, but I hope you had fun playing with meditation today. So we have Justin here. He's going to sing a song for us, and I hope you consider joining us for the rest of this month. Where next week we're going to be playing with prayer and looking at the different kinds of prayer that we can do, and I'm going to show you a fun way of praying. And so have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.